So when if we just come into that field, okay. So when you were studying or like when you started graduation, what is the major names that you heard? Like when you want software engineer means, what is the names you heard? If I guess Python, okay, he's a Python developer, he's a Java developer, he's earning this much, he's earning that much. Okay, it doesn't mean that only Python and Java is ruling the world, right? There are hundreds of frameworks and languages which are giving us to earn more, and without even including coding, single line of code also not required. Okay, but only why those became famous? Because Java, once upon a time in the 1953, this era, 1993, the Java era started. So from then onwards, there is no other frameworks at that time. So it became two book. When maybe you are in standards of school standards, everybody will be Java, Java, Java. Now, when you are in college, it will be all about Python. But it's not the only things that we have in the IT field. Okay. So basically, this IT field is segregated into many types. Okay. So among them, as I said, majorly there are three types. We can add one more, also four types you can consider. The first one is the front end. Okay, and second one is the back end, and third one is the databases, and fourth one is the servers. Both database servers also can be included as one part only. Okay, what is mean by front end basically? Okay, just imagine I just created like a, what we say that example what we can give. Okay, just consider a well అంటే తెలుసు కదా బావి. Okay, just consider a pot, kunda. Okay, for example, I was filled my pot with some water. Okay, today, and how many days it will stay? Until unless you use that, it will be stay in that only, right? If you put in a steel, not only pot, if you steel or anything, if you put some water, until unless it got evaporated, it will stay minimum of 100 years or 50 years it will stay. Just imagine a well. Okay, for example, well, today I have half of the well water. Okay, so tomorrow it got rain heavily. Okay, is it going to affect the pot? Pot will be not affected because the pot will be a standard one. So for example, pot, if the pot have a capacity of 10 liters, I have filled 10 liters, it don't have the capacity to take more. It will be always 10 liters once I close it. But if you take a well, until unless it fills, again it will evaporate, again it will fill off with the rain. So here what's happening, one is becoming static until unless I make some change to it. Okay, for example, until unless I didn't touch any water in the pot, the water will be the same in the pot. But if you didn't touch in the well also, what happens? It will evaporate, right? Again, it will fill off itself, right? Due to rain or maybe wood and something. Okay, here what's happening? When we go with the pot, it is just a static one, and it is always requires someone to access it. Someone have to move it, or touch it, or have to drink water, something need to be done. Until unless once the water is filled, it will be constant. But well is not like that. In the same way, for example, if you take any websites, okay, Amazon or Flipkart or any website, if you take, the websites will be divided into three categories generally. Okay. What's your batch name? Okay, let me consider it as a text file. So major categories first, what we'll have? First one will be front end, right? The second one will be back end. . So third one will be databases. Okay, so just consider now what will be the front end is. For example, let's consider websites, any websites you take, Amazon or Flipkart, anything. Okay, so websites will be of totally three types. One is the static one. Okay, static. Don't worry about what is the meaning, I'll explain. Okay, static, semi-dynamic, and dynamic. Okay, so you can divide this into in our daily way, like consider it as a static in the sense you can just consider as a which one bike, scooty. You can consider a scooty as a static. So just consider scooty. What will have? It will not have any gears. It will not have any clutch, accelerator, brake, right? But if you just go with the automatic car or a semi-automatic hybrid cars, what it will have? It will have both. Clutch will be there. Okay, if you want to go manually, you can convert into manual and you can drive it off. But sometimes if you want to, like just want to go to automatic, what you will do? You will just make the mode to the automatic and you will drive. You don't need clutch at all. But if you go to the third category, dynamic, just consider as a geared vehicle, whether bike or car. There is no option that you can skip the clutch here. Whether it's a car or bike, you need clutch for sure. Why? Because if you want to access the gearbox, what is the major thing? Clutch is the main thing. In the same way, if you take any websites, the websites categorized based on how much size my website is or what is the data it was dealing basically. Okay. For example, static content, for example, I created one website, as I said, a pod. Just consider a website. In that website, I'll just put some data. Okay. As a developer, I'll put some data. So whatever the images or content or paragraphs, headings, anything which are there in that website, so whole thing will be static. That means I only have, if I want to make any change, I need to go to the code level directly. I need to go to the code level and I need to change it. Okay. But coming to the second type is the semi-dynamic. Okay. For the static websites, you don't need any functionalities or you don't need any frameworks or JavaScript or something. Just design and content. That's enough for you. Or else what you can do, you can make a full image and also you can upload into your website, right? Because nothing functionality is there. It's just a content. Example, you can consider this static websites which are there. Okay, if we just take example of which one, any institute, let's take Achievers ID. Yeah. So I developed this website 3 years back. Okay, we upgraded to 2.2. I'm the sole developer for this and I was updated. So if you see here, I have few images, okay, and few headings and this text, okay, topics and all. I updated when 3 years back. So is there any change in this? Still, I was having the same text. See, these companies, we have few more added, but if you see this image, constant, right? So these latest jobs will be updated every day. But if you see the constant text, whatever it is here, the constant go on the text even. So even if it is 10 years also, it is going to be the same text. Okay. So what's happening here is, if I want to make any change to that particular text, static text, what I need to do? I need to directly go to the server. I need to edit my raw file. That means code files I need to edit. Okay. So what is the disadvantage of this? For example, if you want to update this image or this content, any content I want to update, what I need to do? First, I need to edit that content. I need to remove the old content. I need to write the content. Again, I need to upload that HTML files to the server. And again, I need to make the server to deploy this building. Many process. Okay. But coming to the dynamic projects, how it will be is, take Amazon as an example. Okay. For example, if you see Amazon, Now you are able to view this banner like mobile accessories under 199 or fashion, something is there. Are you sure that you are going to see the same banner after 3 hours? Is it will be there? Or else in this whole page, any one image that will be stable for after 3 years, 3 months, not 3 years, after 3 hours. No, not only these websites, any e-commerce if you take, no image will be constant for more than 3 months, 3 hours. Why? Because here what happening, here also we are changing the same thing. But just imagine if I want to follow the same process, like starting from what is the first step? I need to stop the server. That means I need to make the Amazon website down for some time. Then what I need to do? I need to edit the file. I need to remove the old image. I need to upload a new image. I need to put in there. Again, I need to upload to the server. So again, I need to check if there is any issues are there. Again, it will break off. The server will not take it. Again, I need to recheck and again I need to upload. Then I need to make the server again up. I don't know whether the server will take it properly or if there is any issues, it will affect directly my website. Do you think it will take, just imagine, just take 3 hours. So how much revenue that 3 hours the user, the Amazon will be losing? For every 1 minute, more than thousands of people are ordering from this particular platform. If I make this server down for 3 hours, okay, just imagine every 3 hours I need to make a change. That means one batch, if they're updating one image, another batch have to sit and update the other code. So that means what happened? My app will be completely, my website will be down for 24/7. So that's where these dynamic concepts came into the picture. Dynamic concepts, how it will work is, for example, consider your WhatsApp DP. Okay. So if you want to upload a WhatsApp DP, what you will do? You will directly go to the WhatsApp office and you will give a passport size photo, then you will upload, or else you'll just click update. You'll update. Okay, you updated successfully. So once you are updated, who will be going to view that? The people who have in your contacts, right? So are you going to the each and every contact and tell that, okay, I updated my profile picture, this is down, you upload in your mobile. Are you going to tell like that? No, right? So what we will do? Once we upload, as soon as they click on our icon in any mobile or any device, they'll able to see that. Why? Because here my content is not static. I'm not keeping that static image from my device, in my device. I was storing that in a server where whole data, my charts maybe, my mobile number maybe, my DPs maybe, media that I shared, everything will be stored there. So once, for example, so if you just consider this is your server, okay. So these are the multiple users that are linked with that server, okay, whether you or your friend or anyone, your people are linked to this, okay. Yeah. Now, for example, I just uploaded DP here, user 1. Okay, uploaded my DP here. So, for example, user 2, user 3, and user 4. Okay, I have 4 users. So, when I upload my DP here, okay, so automatically it should be able to see visible for all the other users. Consider as a WhatsApp. For example, if I just keep it within me, is it possible to showcase the DP to everyone? No. So that's why what happening here basically in the background of your WhatsApp is, whenever you upload any DP, it will directly goes to the server, where server stores that particular DP by replacing your old DP. Okay. In the server it will store. So with this server, not only me, each and every user of using WhatsApp will be linked with this particular server. Okay. So these users are not directly linked with you, right? They know you through the server. So whatever you update, okay, if you remove your DP and if you put something, what happens? It will directly affect my server. So whoever connected to that server, what happens? automatically it is going to reflect to everyone. So same concept we are using in the e-commerce website, dynamic websites we call it as. So whenever user want to update any image or any banner, what he will do. So however, we have an option of updating the DP, the backend team have an option of tables, updating of images. For example, for this banner, they would have created one particular, just give me a minute. Yeah. So for this banner, however, just imagine this as your WhatsApp DP. There is a section allocated for this DP or not in your WhatsApp app. In the same way, for the Amazon dashboard, there will be a dashboard where for each and every section of this, there is a section allocated. So what is there? What they will do? Instead of directly going to the code, what they will do, they'll just update my images there. That means replace that image banner immediately. For example, design team will get the banners and they'll give you, okay, this is the hero banner that will come in this section. So under the headphone section, these are the images. Under the styles of men, these are the images. They'll segregate and give to the backend person. So backend people, what they'll do, they'll just drag and drop them there. So immediately they'll get uploaded to the server. Here I no need to down the server or I no need to go to the code level. Why? Because here I written code in such a way that I'm not writing any static code. So whatever the image is there, I was linking it to the backend. So that means, so you need to know that tree architecture is there. Okay. So what is this tree architecture will be means? The first one will be the front end. Okay, front end, and second one will be the middleware, and third one will be the database backend. Okay, so now how this three-tier architecture will work is any website, okay, Amazon or Flipkart, if you take small website also, if you take any app also, in your whatever you are using in your daily life, these all are interlinked with only one architecture, that is three-tier architecture. Tomorrow, whoever may ask, what is the architecture behind any web application? You can directly say that. So each and every application is majorly depending on this three-tier architecture. So in this three-tier architecture, so there will be three layers, as I said. The first one will be the presentation layer. Okay. And next this one will be the database. And this one will be the server or middleware. Okay. So what happens this presentation, what is mean by this presentation layer is, just imagine, okay, you seeing this TV directly, right? So whatever the image processing or the backend like motherboard, everything are able to see that and all. So what you are able to see is just a basic screen which have some content and I was drawing something. So that's what you are able to see. But are you able to see in any way? One second. Okay. In any way, are you able to see what is happening in the background, like what is the processor is doing, or what is the motherboard, which motherboard, how many circuits are there? Are you able to see them? No. Presentation layer, what it is the layer that end user will see. If you just consider Amazon as an example, so Amazon, you don't know how backend process is happening. You don't know who is selling or from where it is coming. What you know? You just know the image. Okay, if you go to Amazon, what you can see, okay, this is the images. For example, if I like some product, what I'll do, I'll just click on that. Okay, this is the product I want to. Okay, and I'll just click on, I'll order. Okay, but you don't know from where it is coming or from which particular place it was starting until you don't know. What you know, you are just seeing it. But when I click on add to cart, whatever the code is happening in the background, are you able to see that? Are you even needed to know that? No, right? We don't need to know what's happening in the background. What we need, As soon as I click on add to cart, it need to get added to the cart. As soon as I click on buy now, it should give me the privilege of buying it. So that's what only I needed. I don't want to know how this code is happening. As soon as how when I click on add to cart, how it is actually going to the cart. Do I need that logic? No, right? So that is what presentation layer. Presentation layer is basically and completely handles the users. Okay, user అనేవాడు he'll be purchase something or he'll like some website or some product just by seeing this presentation layer only. So the presentation layer can be handled by who? The front-end developers, basically. Okay, so till now I said, right, presentation layer will be developed by these front-end developers. So what is this front-end developers for? These front-end developers, they'll create a structure where I can put my image, whether it's static or dynamic or semi-dynamic, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. I want to create the structure. Simply to say a building architect, you can consider. Okay. So a building architect and the complete view, whatever the building you see, like bricks and all constructed, that whole view can be considered as the front end. So the server, what is this? Let's directly go to the back end, databases. So for example, the front end guy, what it will do, if you take a e-com Amazon website, I'll create a structure like mentioning, okay, so if in the banner section, the width should be this much. Here I want 2 sections. Like that, I'll create the structure. And also in the next section, what I'll do, okay, I want this particular section to be this much width. Okay, this much width I needed. Like in the width undali, and it should show these many items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 items per row. Okay, I will divide and allocate the space. Okay, so while constructing a building also, what we will do, we will not first directly put the walls, right? First, when we put the basement, there we'll give a structure. Okay, this is what for the master bedroom, this is for the hall. We'll put the foundation. Okay, so after putting the foundation, it is your choice whether you go with the cement bricks or like you will go with the normal small bricks, or you will go with the like a steel or anything. It is your choice. You just given a structure to be how it should look like your home. Then it is your choice by using which quality or which quantity you can construct it. In the same way, the front end guy, when you go with the dynamic websites like this, he'll create a structure. He'll mention that, okay, here there is a heading need to be done. That heading size should be this much and color should be this. And here image size should be this much, and here it should be rating like this. They will just allocate a space for it. So whatever the content that I needed, so that will be provided by the backend. Why like this? Why? Because as I already mentioned, if for example, if I have a fixed, for example, if you consider Amazon is not changing images at all and no product is getting added, well and good, you can put a static one. But Amazon per day, more than 3 lakh products get added and more than 10 lakhs products get removed from Amazon per day. I was mentioning 24 hours. If it is that much big products is changes are happening, so if it is a static change, do you think it will be possible for you to handle the server? No, it will be not good. So that's why what I need to do, like however WhatsApp DP you can change 100 times a day, right? Because it's in your hand, simply quick, drag and drop, you can change the DP. It will affect everywhere. In the same way, so to make the websites also to the particular user friendly, what happens every time the content will be comes from where? From the backend. Okay, so every time the backend gives the images to this, and what happens whenever I click on something, for example, I click on add to cart, what it will do? It will send a response to the backend again. So the 3-tier architecture is always about sending and receiving the responses. Okay, for example, if I call you with a name, if I call you, okay, Mr. any name it may be, for example, if I call you, that means I was particularly targeting you. So definitely if I call you, okay, good morning, if I say what I'll do, you will tell, okay, in opposite, you will tell that good morning. For example, if I say the same thing in other language, in the Spanish, I say like preciosa. If I say something, so what you will do? You will be like looking. which language he's speaking. He's mad. Okay, that what happening there, you need to understand them. Okay, when I'm sending a response, opposite person should be ready to take the response and he should be ready to give back my response. Okay, whether he give back or not, first he should be able to understand. So whenever user clicks on this add to cart anything, so nothing is happening in the front end. The front end part is just to showcase these images, like I simply to say makeup, foundation. Okay, so they'll just showcase these things. So whatever the functionality is included, that one sec. So whatever the functionality is included, like whatever the data is needed, that whole data will be stored where? In the backend database. So whenever you click on add to cart, the front end send a response to the backend directly. Okay, so this is what the user clicked on this particular add to cart. So can you check the logic behind this? Okay, so then what happened? So it will tell that it will check first what it will check, where what is the user details. Okay, then what it will do, whether that product is available or not. Okay, and then it will check how many quantities he is looking for. So it will check whole details and it will send back response to the front end. So based on that response, what we will do, we'll make changes in the front end. Okay, so simply to say, if you take a login form, okay, in your login form, when you click on login, okay, just go for Amazon. First time you're visiting, you don't have any account in Amazon. You just try to log in with your email and your Gmail password. Even though the Gmail ID and Gmail password is correct, it will let you log into the Amazon. No, why? Because you have a Gmail account, but that Gmail account is doesn't link with the Amazon website, right? So if you want to log in into the Amazon, you need an Amazon account. So what you will do? So definitely how you will know, as soon as you that, you will get a message like account does not exist or error with password, username or password. So how it will show this? Okay. For example, so if you think that that username is not exist or the error message, that red message and all, if you think they come, they only when we give wrong details, it's not right. The details will be always in the front end only. That error message, success message, everything will be in the front end. But what we will do, we will show them only whenever it is required. Okay, that means the error message like user is like username is not valid. That message is already there in the code, but I was not showing it. I was showing only whenever I needed it. Okay, how I'll know when I need to show it? So that is where backend will tell. As soon as you give a username and password, you click on submit. Okay, submit is the action you are doing. When you click on submit, what happened? It will send a response with that username and password to the backend database. It will send. So the backend people may have written some logic. Okay, so what is the logic they have written? They will check. Okay, so the particular user is trying to log in into the my particular database by using this name and password. So I will check, okay, whether I have this name and password is there in my list or not. Okay, so it will check. Same as your exam roll number. Okay, when you enter into the exam, what you will do? They'll check your ID card. Okay, in your graduation you may have seen it. He is the one or not. Even if you have an ID card, it doesn't mean that you can use anyone's ID card, right? You need to have your own ID card. Then only they'll allow you to sit and write your exam. In the same way here, you have to give the proper mail and password. So just imagine, I don't have any Gmail link to that and password. Okay, then what it will tell, it will directly send a response that, okay, no user is related with this email. It will send a response. So it by based on that response, what I'll get, that response will be linked to that one message. Like for example, the front end, I may be expecting two types of messages or three types. One is yes, no, or not exist. Just imagine like this. Yes and yes I'll get when username and password is correct. Okay, when it is the S response, what I'll do in the front end, I need to showcase particular image or login page. If it is no, what I need to, I need to hold their user and I need to show the message like error message. If it is not exist, I need to show other error message like user is not registered at all. So messages are already existed, but based on the response that I was getting from the backend, what I was doing, I was just changing it, showing it in the front end. Okay, just imagine I was registered with my mail ID. Okay, my mail ID is already registered with Amazon, but only problem is that I don't have my, what we say, password is incorrect, I was given. Okay, so in that case, what happens? Same thing. As soon as I click on submit, I will send a response to the backend team. So backend database, what it will check for that mail. Okay, he's my customer. Then what it will do? Okay, he's my customer, so whatever password he gives, it will take. It shouldn't take, right? So it have to check for password also, because mail ID is very easy to get of any person. For example, if you get my mail, okay, you can give any password. Like if there is a chance, like if you need to give only mail, password can be anything, but I allow you to that particular account. What happens? I can get any Insta account ID. I'll put and I'll give my password and the login, right? And I can do whatever I want to do with that account. So that's why what we need to do. Along with the mail, I need to check with the password also, right? Same thing applies with the mobile number also. OTPs we'll consider, right? So here what happens, as soon as when you give a mail and password and click on submit, the backend will check, okay, he's a real genuine customer of mine or not. First step, mail ID. First step he passed. That means he is a existing customer of my Amazon. Next, what it will check, whether the password that he provided is clearly assigned to that mail ID in the database or not. So if I give some password which is not same, what happens? Then it will fail it there itself. So it will tell that, okay, the user is genuine only, but his password is not correct. So it will send a response in different way. Like, for example, for username, it may be sent yes, but password it may be sent no. So based on that, what happens? The username will be in the green color only, but in the under the password section, I'll get my red message like password is incorrect. So how I was getting that? Because for the username, I got the response yes, but the password I got response no. So if the response is no, I need to showcase this message. If the response is yes, I need to showcase this message, which is already written here. So if you take dynamic websites, it will work like this only. Dynamic websites, nothing will be static. So everything will be always depending on the backend database. So whatever you click, like click option, maybe add to cart, buy now, or click on any opening any order. For example, if you see, if you open any order, Amazon, okay, if you open multiple orders, you in the down you can see a section like recently searched or recently viewed products. There is a section you will see in Flipkart or Amazon, any e-commerce. How they know that which you opened recently? Because that whole response they're getting stored in their database. Okay, user of as soon as your user started his account or like session, he opened this thing, he opened this product. So because every day when you click, the response is going to the back end, it is not storing in the front end. For example, today I added some item to my cart in my mobile device. Maybe I was logged, my friend, I given my credentials to my friend who is staying in some other country, okay, and he have the same account, he logged in, so he's able to see the same product or not in his cart. Same state, just under not country, state. He'll be able to see the product. Why? Even though I was added in my mobile, how he was able to see that product in his mobile, laptop or any device in other states? Because here I was not storing any content in my local device, in my mobile. Everything is storing in the database. So as soon as I log in with that particular credentials, any device, I can get your Jatkam. Right. If I log in with your Chrome, I can know whatever the incognito mode you did, how much time you use the VPN, everything I'll know if I log in with your Gmail, right? So in the same way, every time the dynamic websites always depending on the backend, but front end things are not like that. So in our mobile, whatever the apps in the front end, this consider as a call history. Okay, call history in your mobile. Once you reset mobile, do you think the call history will get again back? What happens? It will go on again. It will be a blank app, right? Because it was getting stored in your local device. But the same device, if you uninstall the WhatsApp and reinstall the WhatsApp, will you get the data back or not? Why? Because they, even though app is in my device, the data is storing in the backend. So that's how static apps and dynamic apps will work. Static app, if you consider a phone book, dynamic app is nothing but the WhatsApp. The data in the dynamic apps, always the data is stored in the backend, but in the static apps, always the data in the front end. Okay. So that is how my static and dynamic websites will work. So there is a one in between one. It's the useless one actually to say, semi-dynamic one. So how it will be like, consider the contact list. Okay, the contact list only if you consider, while saving, if I save as for a device, it's gone when I reset. But if I save it as save this number in the contact of email, what happens? Wherever I give that email, it will work. Here, it is not completely dynamic. That means every time it was not storing the data. Once I save it, I can delete it. If I delete it here, once backup is done, it will delete there also, right? So in the same way, the websites which have static content, but there will be very few. For example, any websites, if you visit most of some websites will not have any functionality apart from only one form will be there. Contact us form will be there. Okay. If you check your site also, you will have nothing, any functionalities is there, like giving login credentials, nothing is there. Only one will be there. That is nothing but contact us. If you click on this contact us, see it is opened a form. When I click on submit, see it was telling details are not there. Once I given details in submit form, it will submit. So apart from this, do you have any functionality here? Logging in, nothing. So here it is just a basic JavaScript we are using here. So these type of websites are mixed with both both static and semi-dynamic, because content is static, but also there is a very little content of functionality I was using. Okay, so that means dynamic I can consider. So that's why these websites will be called as semi-dynamic. So then semi-dynamic is nothing but the websites with a very few features, single features of functionalities. Static functionalities websites are nothing but no functionalities, nothing. The data will be constant. Even if you open today or after 10 years or 100 years, the content will be static. If you want to make any change, you need to go to the code level and you need to edit the code. But if you go with the dynamic websites, do you need any code practice? For example, the backend guy who is uploading the images, the designer, he don't know anything about coding. So do he need to learn about coding? No need. Why? Because for uploading a WhatsApp DB, you don't need any code language, right? Even the person who is sitting in a village, very small village, he will be able to update easily, because click, touch, click, 3 steps. WhatsApp update is done. But the code which is written behind that, do he need to know? He don't need that knowledge also, because I am given a future like easily doing it. So I'll use that. Same way, dynamic websites, that is the advantage. So every time I no need to front end guy, and no need to update the future. If we just give a structure, the backend guy every time he'll drop the content in that place. So that content, how it looked like, or how much space it should take, how many images I should show in a single line, that all can be handled by whom? By our front end people. Okay. So why the another advantage of this dynamic websites is, just consider this Amazon. I'll search for mobiles. Okay. So how many pages are there? 19. They are showing as 19 pages. Okay. Just imagine, do you think 19 pages will be constant? Just give me a sec. Online people are able to see my screen? Guys who are with the online are able to see my screen? I was asking you people, can you please respond? Sorry. Okay. So now if you see, so this 19 pages is not constant. Why? Because maybe tomorrow 3 new categories of mobiles got added. So what happens then? Automatically the page will increase. So whenever we are dealing with what is the advantage of dynamic is, we no need to worry about what is the length of our products. Even if you add 3 products also, I'll get, because the structure will be same. For example, in this section, in this page, if there are 3 products, I can show, right? Because remaining space I can leave empty. But if it is a static, if I have 10 products I designed for today, I designed for 10 products, my page. Tomorrow, 10 more products get added. So what I need to do? Again, I need to redesign the page for one more 10 pages. But if it is a dynamic, if I just make a loop, okay, loop I can run, and I can just give a structure for one element. Okay, for one element, I was created the structure. So how many elements you may add, the structure will be same. See, whether it's a MI or Samsung or Vivo, whatever the brand it may be, the structure is same or not. First will be heading, second will be rating, then it will be how many people bought, and third will be price and discount, and it will be delivery date. It is common for all the items or not? So if I create one structure, which image or which content I want to show, I can get it from dynamically or not. So if I get for 100 products, 100 cards will be created. If I get 10 products, I'll create 10 products, I will create dynamically. So that's how advantage of using the dynamic websites. Okay. So previously, before coming this dynamic concept, it was very hard. Every time I need to update from code level. But nowadays, the whole thing is divided into this front end, back end, and the we lost that image. Okay. Front end, back end, and middleware. But here, just imagine, let me give a just consider, okay. This and last one will be our DB. Our DB. Okay. So just imagine every time I given an access to like updating what we say okay. I guess you know the vending machine. Vending machine and idea on the what is mean by vending machine. If you see in movies, they'll put a coin and you'll get chocolates or whatever maybe it will be stored there. Based on the coin you put, whatever the brand you need, if you click like Sprite if you want, it will come down. Vending machines we call it as. So just imagine, I don't there is no like a vending machine is created, but I forgot to put that money machine. That means based on which coin which I need to give. Okay. So in that case, for example, if one user came with 1 rupee. So 1 rupee, what I'll get? I'll get only chocolate. As the mission, I don't have the money mission is programming is not done there. I'll put 1 rupee and click on Sprite. Will I get the Sprite or not? Which is 50 rupees. Just consider. For example, a guy, everybody use the Sprite. Now he want 50 rupees, one guy put in that coin. Now he clicked on Sprite, continuously is clicking, but he's getting a chocolate of 1 rupee. Okay. So what happened here? So I have the vending machine. Simply to say the presentation layer. I have the database. That means products are available. But there should be someone who should maintain that link between these two in a proper way. I have the capability of directly taking it, but I need to take only what I needed and I need to take it in a secure way. If I give 1 rupee, I should get only 1 rupee product. If I give 10 rupees coin, I should get only 10 rupee product. So there is a maintenance I need to do. So that's where my middleware come into the picture. In the why? Because, for example, just imagine there are two users in a one room. Okay, connected to a Wi-Fi router. The first person, he was installed one app which is malware. Okay, by seeing unwanted websites, he installed some web app in his mobile. Just consider. So what happens? The virus got attacked into his mobile. Okay, so other person is also there in that room or any other place. He is also, he doesn't have any malware in his mobile, but there is a common app between these two people, which is WhatsApp. Just consider it is a WhatsApp. So I was also using WhatsApp. That person is also using WhatsApp. His mobile got malware. Okay, he's got attacked. That means it got hacked. So my mobile, I don't have any virus and it was not attacked. But there is a link between both of our mobile. What is that? database of WhatsApp, right? For example, just imagine there is no middleware at all. Okay, so what happening there? Just imagine if there is no middleware. Every time when I send a response, like when I'm updating DP or not, I was directly accessing which thing? Database directly. So when I was directly accessing the database, if the hacker is it easy for the hacker to directly access the database or not? Right. So if he is able to access your mobile and there is no middleware who is stopping him to access the database, he can directly attack the database. So in your mobile only your data is there, but in the database, millions of people data is there. Now whole data is compromised or not? It got compromised. So now hacker have the data of everyone, personal photos, personal videos, personal chats, every data he have. So for example, leave about if he stop at the well and good. Just imagine he did the reverse engineering. That means he trying to hack the people who are linked with this database. So that means, for example, I was sending a response for updating my DP. I sent a response. Which mobile is not at all? My mobile is not at all got hacked now. My mobile is very cool and it was good. But once I contacted this particular database, what happens? The user, the hacker automatically enters back into my device through that response. Does he or not? He have the capacity and he has the option because there is no one to stop him. Already my database is compromised. Whoever try to access the database, automatically that mobile will be get hacked. Got it? But just imagine there is a that is where my middleware this guy comes into the picture. So what this person will tell is middleware it will do is it is act as the bridge between the front end and back end. Okay, database. So it will stop the responses that you are sending. That means, for example, yeah. So for example, no issue. Draw again. Yeah. Okay, just consider it as my middleware. So now the same scenario, whatever we see now, we'll reconstruct it. Okay. So my device already got hacked. So the user device got hacked and hacker already got the details of this particular mobile. He have control. At the same time, this user tried to upload some details to the, he want to update his WhatsApp DP. So what he will do, he'll send a response, right? So he send the response. So when he send a response, the middleware stops him. Okay. So the middleware, what it will do, it will stop and it will check whether the data that the user is trying to access or sharing, is it have any malware or not? Security check. It will do. If there is a security check, what it will do? It will kill them. Okay. There is options whether it will rejecting the data, mentioning that if the risk is high, what it will not allow the user to proceed forward. It will stop and give a response that hazard it was not like some problem is there, but it is a minor that can be fixed by this middleware. What it will do, it will fix it and it will convert the data into different format. Yeah, I need any other shapes are there. Just imagine simply, for example, when I was sending the data, just imagine it was in the straight line format. But once it comes to the middleware, it will transfer it into a different format that can't be readable by the front end. Okay, that means the hacker. It can't be readable by the hacker. So the algorithm will filter the data and it will convert into the back-end readable format. So it will convert the whole data into a new format. Simply to say, for example, when you're just dialing your number, okay, I was dialing your just number, but when I was talking, the whole transcription is transferred into signals, right? In the like a general life. Same way here, when I was sending a response, like updating on DP, I was sending in a single line format. But the middleware filter it, whether you have a virus or not, doesn't matter. It will convert the data into the backend readable format. So the backend will be not able to read the format that you are sending from front end directly. Why? Because the backend will be designed in such a way that it will have its own format reading. So that format, middleware knows both front end format and backend. Simply to say, a translator. For example, you went for a country like Russia. You know Telugu and he know the other person is Russian. So you kept one translator. The translator who he is. He know both Telugu and the Russian language. He will be able to speak both languages. If I say this is my words, he'll listen in Telugu and he'll convert it into the Spanish and Russian and he'll tell to him. Once he tell in the Russian language, he'll listen that and he will explain me in Telugu language, right? So here he is acting as a bridge between both of us. Like in the same way, the middleware, it will just take the data, it will convert it into the backend readable data in a secure format, and backend will receive the data. Okay. Now there is no virus. Even the user have the virus, the data is filtered and sent into the database. Okay, my photo is updated. Now what happens? Again, it will send data in the same format. Okay, same format. However, the format it received, it will send back in the same format to the front end. But again, what happens? So do you think there is a scenario that we see when the user is attacked the database is compromised. So here there is a chance like from database he'll attack the other user. So there is a chance from both the cases, whether it can be affected from one person to database or database to the other devices. So I can't blindly say that, okay, when I was sending a response, I need to check. No, while receiving a response also, I need to make it secure for the devices. So that's where middleware again comes into the picture. What these people will do, these people will tell, okay, stop. Okay, you're sending a response, but I want to check this response first, whether it's secure to my user or not. It will stop it, it will check. And again, what it will do, it will convert the data into the same old format how the user sent. User ఎలా అయితే ఫార్మాట్ లో సెండ్ చేశాడో అదే ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ రీడబుల్ ఫార్మాట్ సేమ్ ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ రీడబుల్ ఫార్మాట్ విల్ కన్వర్ట్. సో ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ can't read the back end format, back end can't read the front end format. So who is acting median? The server is, but I can't directly send my data to the backend or I can't receive data from the backend to the front end. So middleware acting as a bridge between these. Okay. So here front end is just about a presentation layer. Simply to say a TV, the backend is nothing but the channels, whatever the channels you want to see, you will just change it quickly. You just channel number if you give, you will see that particular G Telugu, Ma TV, Gemini, anything it may be, you will see, right? Here, the channels that when you open the channel, is it mean that the channel is starting only when you open it? No. One person is using Gemini, one person is using Ma TV, one person may be seeing Gemini movies or G Telugu. So different people viewing different things. But whenever you want to see that, you are just creating a bridge with that particular channel. That's it. In the same way, the data will be always stored in the backend. The responses, how to show like a red color borders or blue color borders or success message, failure message, everything will be already there in the front end. But based on the response that we got from the backend, we will showcase it. So here, the front end part is just to create the, what we say, the layout. The backend for work is to deal with the data and this logics. Okay, the login logics, maybe authentication logic, these all can be handled by the backend. So if you just consider now, if you come with the what is meant by front end and backend, now you got that some clear picture about what front end will do and what backend will do, right? Is anybody have any doubts? ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? స్టిల్ ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ ఏం చేస్తుంది అని అర్థమైందా? Sure. Okay. Now, so when you come into the IT, so the jobs are divided into multiple ways. Okay, like front end, back end, database, security, many things are there. But we'll go with these three concepts now. Front end, what he will do, as I mentioned, if what is his work is, to deal with the structure. So for creating that structure, he have a first one is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, React.js, okay, Vue.js, Angular, etc. So there are some other frameworks also that we no need to worry about. So here, each and every, if you see here, there are three core things that you need to know. So those are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. For example, as I mentioned, if you are a Telugu guy, you don't know any language. So what is the language that I can only talk with you? Telugu. Whether you spoke in Spanish, Russian, even you go with Kyrgyzstan or Kathakali, any language you do. But I'll understand only Telugu. If you say in Telugu, I'll respond, or else my reaction will be silent. Right? So in the same way, browsers, okay, applications generally. The applications, it will know only three things they know. One is HTML, one is JavaScript, one is CSS. Okay. So any website you take, whether Mozilla Firefox or Chrome or Internet Explorer, or if you open Opera, any website you take, any platform apps you take, they'll not understand Python, this C++, or Java, whatever they will not understand. They'll understand only these three: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. So that's why every web developer need to know these three languages for sure. Whether you are a front end or back end, it is mandatory to know at least HTML and CSS. So what is this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and why browsers will understand only this is, okay, HTML is in the sense the structure. Okay, just imagine a human body. It's just a bone. Okay, whatever the bones that you have, your whole body is created based on the bone structure only, right? So you have different bone structure, animals have different bone structure. So based on the bone structure only, our body is formed, right? So that bone is nothing but your HTML. Simply to say, like in a website, or else if you take a car, the car body structure will be there, right? Body, only body. That is what HTML. Just imagine you went to buy a Volvo car, one BMW. Which car you went to buy? But I'll give that only body to you. Go and take and go. Will you take it? No, right? You will take, where is the tires? Where is the design? Where is the engine? Everything you will ask. Okay. So here, in the same way, for a website, the basic structure will be created by using the HTML. Structure in the sense where the heading should come, how much width, like where the border will come, where the image will come, content where it should come. That whole thing can be created by using this HTML. Next one will be CSS. Simply to say the skin of your body. Okay, simply to say the painting of your car. Structure is created, painted in very good painting. I asked for a Ferrari red, they painted and given. Will you take that car? No. Painting is there, structure is there. Where is the engine in there? No engine. In the same way, I can create a website without using CSS, but to make it look more good, what I need to do? I need to do some styling. So for styling, however, for humans we style the same way. In the same, for example, if you were wearing a good coat and everything, and will you wear chappals for a coat? What you will wear? You'll wear a good formal shoes. Why? Because that is what makes it look better. But it doesn't mean that I can't wear the chappals. I can wear chappals and also I can go, right? In the same way, you are wearing a short and you're wearing a t-shirt. Will you wear formal shoes? No, you can wear it, but it will look awkward, right? In the same way, I can create the websites by using the HTML, but to make it look more good, look better, I use this CSS. Okay. So these static websites, as we discussed, a static websites can be created by just using this HTML and CSS. We don't need any JavaScript at all. So that is how static websites can be created. Just imagine the same body. If you don't have life, skin is there, bone is there, structure is there. You don't have life. What I can do with your body? You are not respond nothing. I have to put you in a, I have to plug and put in graveyard, right? Same way, car also nothing. So whether for a body, if I want to make it use, life is needed. In the same way for a car, what is the main thing? Engine. Engine is needed. Okay. So if I don't have a structure, I can't do designing or engine. I can't use for anything. If I just have a structure also, I can't use it. So all of three are needed for me. For running a car, structure is needed, the say painting is needed, and also engine is needed. When I keep all this together and when I kept in front of you, then you will say, okay, this is the what car I was looking for. You will take it, right? Because the engine is making it live. It was helping you to drive or do whatever it may be. In the same way, the JavaScript is the life to your web applications. So it will help you to interact with the users. For example, interaction is nothing but just talking each other. For example, you visited a website. Okay. So, for example, I created a your website and I need to know who have come to my website. So whenever you click on contact us, so you're filling data and clicking on submit. So I written some functionality there. I given life to that. So you are sending the data. So I will be receiving the data as soon as you submit. I am receiving the details into my where my particular mail I was receiving. Okay, I'll say okay, that particular person came. I'll call you. Okay, so and so person, you visited our website, you interested in coaching. So how can I help you? I'll call you back. So how I know that you visited my website? Because you are interacting with my website there. Even if I'm not there physical in front of you, I created my website to interact with you through JavaScript form. Okay, so that's how JavaScript will work. JavaScript will help me to give life to my web application. So I can't run a web application just by using a structure or just by styling. I need life also. So that's why HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the backbones of a web developers. Okay, whether you're front end or back end, what we are developing maybe these are mandatory rules. JavaScript, you may just have a basic knowledge for a backend is enough, but for a front end guy, JavaScript is like a backbone. Okay, so maybe you people have got the doubt like both Java and JavaScript is same. Java and JavaScript is like Java is if you consider as one car, JavaScript is just a carpet. Not even cycle I was telling, carpet. Carpet and together, mat. Is there any relation between these two? No. For example, Bahubali 1 is there. If I just created the name Bahubali 2, is it big hit or not? More people will see. Bahubali 3 part I released, but not with that name. I released with the name of like Singham, like that, just Singham or something like that. Prabhas I released. How many people will know that movie name? Very less people will know. Why? Here, popularity matters. In the same way, in 1993, when the JavaScript is introduced, it was just first given with the name of LiveScript. But at the time, as I mentioned, Java is in boom. To make it popular, what they did, they just converted its name into JavaScript. They just added Java in front of them. So what happened? It became popular now. Now each and 90% of the applications are running by using this JavaScript, and JavaScript now entered 100% backend also. Now you can handle with the JavaScript entered into server side also. Before it was only front end. Now it was in both server side also. So that's much powerful JavaScript is now. Okay. So under this JavaScript, there are childs like a jQuery, React.js, Vue.js, frameworks we call it as. So why we need this when JavaScript is already powerful? Why I need these frameworks? Okay. For example, if you want to go, two people are wanted to go from here to Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So you can go by bike or not. For example, 10 people you want to go. Is it possible for you to go by bike? No, right? you can go, but very hard. Very hard you can go. Possible. For a bike, I can put rods, I can extend the seat. 10 people can go. You can see that in movies that 10 people seat bikes will be there. You can go. But is it harder now? But just imagine a bus. 10 people can go aram in a bus. But for 2 people, do I need bus? Bike, I can go aram. Same way, when you come with the websites also, if it is a very small website, I can deal with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, where like static websites or semi-dynamic websites. But if you are dealing with the websites like Amazon or Flipkart, any big websites, I can't, because clients are more, the people who visit will be more, and the database I need to maintain is more. So definitely I need to handle the server. That JavaScript can't handle that much pressure. Okay. So if I put 10 subjects on you and if I want you to learn, you can learn. It will be too much pressure. In the same way, if you put that much people's login and the servers and all in a JavaScript, it can't handle. So that's why to handle them in a peaceful way and to handle bigger applications, these frameworks came into the picture. So what is these frameworks will do, like React.js, Angular, and Vue.js? So these all are the childs of JavaScript. Okay. So there is a word that if you know the JavaScript, if you are a pro in JavaScript, you can survive in any IT field, whether it's a front end or back end or anything you do, you can play like this. Why? Because JavaScript is parent for most of the languages that you are learning now. So the language, if you take Python or JavaScript, concepts will be same, but the way how you will write is different. Simply to say, I want to travel from here to Marathali to BTM. I can go by bus, I can go by car, I can go by walk. Okay. So just consider going by walk is Python, going by bike is JavaScript, going by flight is Vue.js or else Angular. Okay. Starting point is same, destination is same. But what is the change? The way how I was going is changed. In the same way, Python, the way how you write code will be different, but concepts will be same as JavaScript. Data types, variables, oops, okay, classes, functions. So both are will be same, concepts will be same, but how I write, how I execute will be different. Okay, that's why JavaScript is considered as the parent for all of these frameworks, not Python, the framework which I mentioned here, like Angular, React. If you see, that's one name also it will mention React.js, Vue.js, Vanilla.js. Vanilla is not about chocolate vanilla that you give to your girlfriend. So vanilla is nothing about pure JavaScript, we call it as. There is a framework with pure JavaScript, but we'll not use it now because, as I mentioned, JavaScript can't handle that much pressure servers. So that's why these frameworks came into the picture. So what is this frameworks will do? It will help me to segregate my code, like home page code, like users data, like products data, cart data. I can segregate into modules and I can handle it, right? So if I was able to divide the data into multiple parts, is it easy for me to handle it or not? So in the same way, here also the frameworks help you to deal to handle the pressure, like to handle multiple modules and to increase the performance and all, we'll use the framework. So this is what front end. So whether you do framework or whatever you do, you are just like a presentation layer. You're sticking with the presentation layer and you are showcasing just UI. But coming to the back end, okay. So what is this back end you will have? So the back end you will have the like Java. Okay, then what we'll have? Spring, Python, PHP, etc. I don't want to mention any names. Even C++ also you can consider. Okay. C++. So these all are the backend programs. So these backend programs, these people nothing to do with the front end. That means the presentation layer, whichever you're seeing in the Amazon, these people doesn't have anything to do with this UI. Okay, user interface, we call it as UI means. So Valpanenti, they just need to handle in the background. That means when the user clicks on the add to cart, I need to write a logic based on that. Okay. I need to check whether it's available or not. That logic and all, I need to write in the backend. So when the user places an order, how it should be handled. Okay. When user is trying to log in, how I should handle that login credentials, checking and all. So that whole background work which is happening in your website or apps, that can be handled by your backend team. Okay, that's what backend people who will be working on this Python or Java Spring, Java, Goa, anything it may be. They will be dealing with this backend. Okay. Then this comes with the database. What is this database people work? Under this database, you can have MySQL is one of the main biggest one you may have. MySQL, GrooveSQL, PostSQL, MongoDB for Python, MongoDB, etc. Okay, so these are the databases. So what happening here? Front end for people are dealing with the UI, how I should present to the user, look and feel I was dealing with, and structure. Backend people dealing with the data. Okay, what is the data I need to send? How to deal with the data he's handling. So databases, what these are doing, these are dealing with where I need to store the data, and database is where I was storing my data. See, front end and back end people just dealing with the logic part. They are not storing data anywhere. The database is what? Storing the whole data. Whether it's the proper data or wrong data, correct data, any data it may be. I was storing that data. So I'll give the data based on your front end requirement or back end requirement. Okay. So that's how any IT will be divided. So apart from this, there is other IT jobs like cyber security. Who will deal with the, for example, if you're working in any company, there is admin guy. As soon as you open any unsecure websites in office, he'll tell, "Abhi idiot, you are not supposed to open these websites in office. You should open this in home. And that too, you are not supposed to view these websites under in office laptops. You can use your personal mobiles." Who will tell that? The cyber security guy. How he will know? Because those people will be always checking which portals you are opening, how much time you are using the VPN, whole control they'll have. That's why be careful when you're accessing any office laptops. Don't open the shit websites under. Okay, they will know. Definitely, each and even small company have a backend person, admin person who is viewing, because they will be put restriction to few websites. When you open, if he's a good guy like me, what he'll do, he'll just come to you and he'll scold and he'll go. If you're a bad guy like my manager, he'll put a mail mentioning particular website this particular user is viewing. So you people don't open these type of websites. Yes, my manager did like that already. There is a guy in my team who opened by mistake a game he downloaded. Okay. Nobody said anything. Okay. The backend, the cybersecurity team is our friends. Okay. He doesn't say anything. He just mentioned me casually that your particular teammate is trying to download. That to 53 GB he downloaded. God of War 3. 53 GB he downloaded from Office Network. We didn't said anything. The same way opened some shit website when he was in the night shift. Okay. Next day, for his bad luck, or I don't know, I was on leave. That escalation directly went to my manager. Within half an hour, he put a mail. He even mentioned the website along with the user. He mentioned, okay, so and so guy. First, he mentioned him in the mail. He looped everyone, whole floor. He mentioned loop like we have a single mail. We don't need to put each and every person. Like if you say UI at the rate, whole floor it will be UI. They'll get that mail. He mentioned first he at the rate particular Shivakumar who opened this particular website. It's not appropriate. He given shit everything down at the rate all. You people don't make mistake like here and don't use this website. He added fewer websites also. He added few more websites along with, and he mentioned, don't try to go to them. How he know that website names? Because he is a culprit. He's also used them. But the thing is that they know where to use and where to access them. You don't believe his face, you have to see. He's a cool guy, but it took him for 3 weeks. I given him work from home. You can't show your face here. Till today, if there is escalation when it comes, everyone looks at him. Because, for example, sometimes what happens, maybe some people downloaded some things we can't know, some server downtimes. At the time, we'll put a mail like, who access this, please revert that code and all. Everybody will point, that is the guy, culprit. He is the culprit. First check his DB. So like that, every time, these all can be handled by cyber security. They don't need any coding language. They just sit, they need to handle with the network. Then cloud, when you come with the cloud, databases previously they used to store in the database in the servers. Cloud in the sense, it doesn't mean that that will be in the AWS cloud. It was not in the sky. It is also on the land only. Okay, but these are the particular users they are providing. So for example, Achiever site is providing you some sort of training. Okay, there are many other websites or whether other training institutes are giving. Okay, so each training institute have their own capability and capacities, right? So in the same way, AWS is also one of the partner, cloud storage partner they're providing. Okay, AWS is not a small platform; it's a very big platform. Nowadays, they have entered into the web hosting also. Web hosting in the sense, any websites that you are seeing previously they are giving by GoDaddy and they'll have a storage. Okay, you have to buy from them. So AWS is also giving that. DevOps, dealing with the logic of the data structures. So like that, there are n number of jobs. Okay, so how the people segregate based on front end and back end is, you need to know, you need to find yourself first, whether you are a front end guy or a back end guy. Nobody will tell. I don't know, or I can't judge you. Because see, front end is a mixture of both logical part and designing part, which means easy and hard. Mixed it will be. You can have, we can handle it. If you know the basic code you are able to do, you can handle it. But if you go with the backend, it is pure logic. No designing will be there. Zero designing. Completely you need to sit and write. If you take Java, Java is like an ocean. Even if you die for 100 years also, still you will be learning something in Java. That's why Java, if you just put, if you're learning how much you may learn, it is like just putting a single stone in an ocean. That means if I put a stone in the ocean, are you able to find it? But front end is like putting a big brick in a bucket. Even I can see it from 100 kilometers. Okay, there is a brick in my bucket. That much easy the front end will be. But it depends on how you are taking. Front end is always easy, I mentioned. It doesn't mean that because I was already working. I came from a mechanical background, zero coding knowledge. And I didn't join in any training institute, just online. I did somehow, startup I joined, so I worked it out. So everybody, it's not like everybody will have to learn like that. Maybe you have a training institute now. As I said, one person can be grabbed in one way. I grabbed in single shot. Maybe you people need it 2-3 times. You need to face. For example, whatever the concepts I said now, these are basic concepts. Maybe that also will be confusing for few people. What they need to know? Okay, I don't know this. I'm a dumb. Don't ever think like that. Okay, anything that whatever you learn, if you are not able to understand, go with the second. Recording will be provided. Now also it is getting recorded. Go with the second time. Third time you go and check it. If you don't find that also, go with the person who is beside you, who knows this already. So that what happens, you will get a good bonding. When you go with the IT field, if you're being alone, it will not take you to higher level. For example, you have very good technical skills. I was very poor. I don't have technical skills, but I was very good with talking with everyone. I was a managing person. Who will survive? Both will survive, but when it comes to removing a person, managing person will survive. Why? He's managing. He's having a good work with rapport with everyone. But the technical guy, I can get any guy. It's technical, but the rapport person, managing person is needed. In IT, if you have 50% of technical knowledge and 50% of managing skills, you can grow to a level like anything. Okay, but both should maintain. Only managing can't survive. Only technical can't survive. If you just managing, at some point of time, they'll know. Okay, he's just managing. He can't work. They'll remove you. So in the same way, don't ever judge yourself like today, maybe it will not understand. Tomorrow you can understand. So first of all, you try to think yourself. If you are believe that okay, I can go very strong with the technical and I want to be more logical side. If your thinking is all about logical, backend is all about logical, then you can consider as a backend developer, you can go. coming to the salary, don't ever think that Python is paying high. UA is paying more than Python. And Java, they'll think Java is paying more. Java, there is no openings at all. Okay. So like that, if you take front end, back end, cyber security, like AWS DevOps, the packages are high and equal in every way. Your skills is what get you package. Okay. There are freshers who is getting 30 lakhs per annum. There are freshers who is getting 2 lakhs per annum. Both have the same freshers. But what making the difference? Skills. So if you go with the NIT, starting package is 20 lakhs. Sorry, NIT, it will be starting package, there will be fresher crore, 1 crore. If you are not getting, you are a useless fellow in NIT, passed out. Minimum 1 crore package per annum is the NIT fresher package. You have to expect IIT 50 lakhs, IT 20 lakhs, normal Madanpalli Institute of Technology guy 3 lakhs, 2 lakhs. Okay, yeah, that's true. See, just by seeing name only, they're giving that much package. Why? Because there is the way how they're learning will be completely different. If you go with NIT, there will be no like how we fix it concept. Completely theoretical, not theoretical, practical. They'll tell the concepts theoretically, they'll tell to go practical and do it. They'll leave you. But in our MITS Madanpalli, by hand. My grandfather also read the same syllabus. Now also I was reading the same syllabus, same question paper. Nothing will change. If I take 10 years question papers, even any person can crack that engineering, right? That too, if you take that M1, M2, M3, M4, wow. From past decades, it was the what we say killing subjects of any graduate. Nightmare. నిద్రలో కూడా లేపేయండి మెల్కో జనరేట్ చేస్తే M1, M2, M3, M4. So like that, it depends on how much talented you are. So never ever consider yourself as low. So what today you need to do is there is no task for you. Monday I'll be starting coding. Okay. So Monday I'll be starting with HTML structure first. So what is your today's task is first try to learn what is meant by internet. Okay. So what to do? Note it down, everyone. I was telling. So what is internet is the first thing you need to learn. Okay. So what is application? Okay. Web application. So as you enroll for front end, so what is front end and what are frameworks and the languages? Okay, in front end. Also check what is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And versions of the HTML. So try to check what are the versions of the HTML and how many versions are there and what is the and its differences and its differences. Okay. So try to be like this. So before starting, I'll give you a small layout structure. Okay. So however, if you're a good guy of taking running notes, it is your choice whether you take or not. But for whoever taking this running notes, I'll give you a structure of how you can note it down. So for example, if you consider this is your paper, white paper, you consider. Okay. First will be the topic name. Okay. Topic name and date on the top. Next, divide into two sections. What is the main topic name And next divide into two sections that page like this. So I'll tell you what all this each one will. Okay. In school days, how you are writing your notebook, right? What else you will put now? Do like this because see, noting down the continuous classes is okay, but if you have a proper format, it will helpful. Just imagine if you want to go to Trimla, first leave like a what we say, Gorel Mandala Vadalesan 10,000 people. How much time it will take? 10 hours. But if I put them in a line, 3 hours I can cover everyone. In the same way, writing a topic is not a big deal, but how you are accessing the topics and when you look back, you are not supposed to read, okay, this is the line you're not supposed to. When you're preparing for interview, quickly, okay, this is the topic, key concept. Okay. So for that, what you need to do? The first one will be main heading, main topic name. What you definitely any framework I teach, that day I'll give the name, main topic name you put on the top. Next here will be keywords. Keywords in the sense, whatever the concepts that I was teaching, that whole concepts, you pick the major keywords. Okay. For example, if I told with tags and attributes I thought, then in that you need to check like tags. Okay, these are the tags. What are the tags? Are major tags? What are the selectors, important selectors? Try to pick the keywords, and here you write for the concept. Concept. Okay. So whatever the concepts I was discussing, you note it down by as usual how you write in a white paper, write it down. But pick in that concept, pick the keywords and write in the left box every day. And at last the conclusion. So why we need conclusion? Because as soon as I open a page, by seeing down, I should know, okay, this page is covering the tags concept. Rotate. This page is covering the particular concepts. Whether you are maintaining a Google Doc or whether you're maintaining a physical book or anything it may be. I prefer you to go with this structure. I was sure that tomorrow when an interview is you are preparing, it will reduce your time by more than 60%. 60% time reduces. Why? Because if you write in a normal way, you need to know, you don't know concept which is there on that page. You need to read the whole content you need to see. But if you have a main topic name and the conclusion, what all included and the keywords, you will know. Okay, for example, you're searching for one concept called drag and drop. You know it will be in HTML, but you don't know which page. But you just go with the keywords. You know, okay, in particular page I have keyword by seeing keywords. Then you can check the concept. Okay, here it is there. So try to maintain this type of, if you are a person who is maintaining running notes, use this concept. It will help you not today until unless your last week. So don't even be like a lazy like guy like college. Okay. College, if you have backlogs, you can clear. I cleared 16 backlogs at a single shot in 3-2. Mechanical guy happens. Royal mechanical, yeah. So same thing, college you have given a chance. Even if you fail 1 year, you can in 4 years you can do. But whatever you are learning today, you have to remember it for lifetime. I was mentioning lifetime. I was not like openly to say like Murli sir to tell like work for 10 years. I will be being practical guy and a same of your age. If you are at least spend 1 hour a day thinking what you did that day, 1 hour is more than enough for you to understand what you are working. Waking up, that and all your choice, but I prefer you to think at least 1 hour. If I teach you for 1 hour, at least spend at least that 1 hour again from your side to learn. You kept 10 hours or 12 hours, it is your choice, but minimum is 1 hour you need to maintain for at least one day. I was telling you, right? Damn sure if you put that 1 hour efficiently, if you put your mobile in do not disturb mode, keep everything away. 1 hour is more than enough to learn the concept that I teach you per day. Okay. And one more thing, any institute you go, I'll teach basics and I'll show you path how you should go. But I can't teach you 100% concept. Why? Because if I want to teach a tag concept and okay, I can tell you simply to say, I can tell you how to construct a building, but I can't come to and tell you every time when you get a project, okay, this building you need to construct in this way. this room you need to construct in this. I can't tell you, right? Because I given a basic structure to you. It is your choice how you can, based on your knowledge, you need to upgrade. So same thing with you. We give only 10%. That means which is required for your level to crack your job or to work. If you want to know more, you need to dig into concepts. Each and every concept, if we can, basic HTML concept I can teach for 1 year, because that much depth I can go. But I don't need that. I need to tell you that only the structure, how you need to use it, how it will work out. That is enough for you. Then inside whatever the tags is there, you will learn in the upcoming, while you're working practically, you will know, okay, this paragraph I needed to use there, you will know that. But the concepts you need to learn, what you need to at least know, these concepts are available. Tomorrow in interview, if they ask, okay, my sir didn't told this sir, my sir told only tags and paragraph heading tag. He never mentioned about address tag. If you want to mention each and every tag, that will take 3 hours. Tags itself. Okay. So don't ever think that we are missing something. But if you feel that there is an important concept that I missed or any one of us missed, you have a right to ask us, okay, sir, this is the concept I feel that it is important. And many people of us, or even single person is feeling hard, you just let me know. Maybe we are also humans, right? We tend to make mistakes. Okay, nobody will be perfect. We will make mistakes. So if you just let me know, as I said, I'll understand. Okay, this topic I missed, I'll teach them. Okay, if I was not know the topic, what I do, at least the way how you are learning the topic and the way how I'll take the topic, it will be different. I'll learn the topic and I'll explain, because at least I shouldn't leave any topic. So that's how it will work out. So this from Monday onwards, we'll be directly jumping into the practicals, and don't even worry. Next 1 week we'll be going with very slow. If you feel that you are facing any issue with the language and you are facing any issue with the speed or anything, feel free to come to me. If you feel that okay, you can't tell directly to me, you have Murli sir is there, and reception section you can go and you can mention a particular batch, and you don't need to give your name also. Just mention this is what you are feeling, this so we need to change. Then mention okay. So you can say you can yes sir. And I was telling my choice is I'll just come and teach and go. I lose nothing, I lose here. You are the people who are gonna lose if you don't ask me questions. That's it. So online people, is anybody have any doubts? Is there anyone online or everyone left already? Online? Satish, okay, remaining people. Satish, are you clear whatever we mentioned? Do you have any doubts?
No, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay, cool. So from tomorrow, everybody be here by, as I said, at least by 7:50. By 8 o'clock, after 8 o'clock, I'll not open the door. Okay, thank you, Satish. Have a nice day. Pardon? Is it pardon?